We won't say that we are overwhelmed. When you talk of expertise of running hydropower plant, VRA is considered to be one of the best managed plants in the world. For the past 58 years, we've been operating this hydropower plant ourselves without any help from anybody. International bodies that have joined, when we go per skills and standard, they say we are doing extremely well. With operation of the dam over the period, we've charted what we call curves that we normally follow per the forecast that we normally get from international weather centers. With this chart, when the rain starts coming in, which peaks somewhere in September to the middle of October, we will normally know that at this volume of water coming in, this is where we end up with height in the lake. Per the chart that we're following, everything was normal as predicted by all the weather agencies. Comes August, we'll find out that the volumes coming in per as predicted has gone a bit more than as predicted by percentage. From there, we saw that, look, if you allow this volume as predicted to stay behind the dam, where we'll get to is somewhere above 280. And beyond 277.5 feet of the dam, then the integrity of the dam is at risk. And if the integrity of the dam is at risk, then which means that we can break this dam, which we cannot allow it to happen. So from there, we said that, look, with these volumes coming, what do we do to make sure that we don't breach this dam? The room left in the dam was also a bit small. We should also remember that for the past 7 years, we've had consistent rainfall into the dam, average rainfall into the dam. So at least we have enough water in the dam. But as you deal with nature, you can also say that, look, this year, as predicted, that is going to be a El Nino year, which means 90% probability that it may not rain. The rain that will come is very, very small. You have only 10% that it may rain heavily. With that in mind, you have to assume that, look, in case the volumes come in, you just open these gates and all the water goes out to create more room so that if in case the rains will come in, you can absorb or contain the water. And the rain stops to come somewhere in the middle of September. What happens? Which means you've depleted the amount of water in the dam. You can't use, if you deplete the amount of water, the consequence is that you are not going to get enough water to generate power to meet the demand in the system, because you have to manage this water for another season when the rain should come in again. And that is what we did. When it comes to competencies and professionalism of our staff, we are on top, and we knew what we were doing. Our forecasts were on point, and were exact as, and we're exact as we find ourselves today. I won't say we're overwhelmed at all. The decision taken to spill was to start in small volumes, also to at least monitor, because if I start in small volumes, going forward, in case there's not enough rain, I can just close my spillway gate. I'll preserve my water in the dam and use it for power generation. In case the volumes continues to increase, then I can increase the spillway gate to discharge more water. We started with 20,000 cubic feet per second, which is the same as almost half of the volume that normally comes through all the systems if they are running. The banks of the river was not inundated. Monitoring the data also showed that the rains were still coming. Tracking the rain showed that it was raining somewhere from the eastern part of the eastern borders of our country into and the northern part from Burkina Faso. So which means that we have to increase the gate opening to contain the amount of water coming. So from the 15th September we started spilling up to 30th September, the flooding in the communities was very, very minimal. We won't say that there was no inundation. There was slight inundation around, but it was extremely minimal, which did not really affect the communities that much. But with that also, with that said, when we did the simulation somewhere in May, which the communities were the actors of the simulation, were totally involved, as concluded, at least some will move when they see these volumes of water flowing through to safe havens, to maybe friends and families and what have you. So that was one of the expectations along the line. And we can say for fact, as we per records so far, at least we think the communities really knew what was coming. They were prepared. They took precautionary measures and evacuated themselves. That's why as of today we don't have any fatal incidents in the sense of somebody getting drowned in the water, somebody trapped in his house to be pulled out of it from the roof or something. But all said and done, to the question that you asked, I would say that we are competent enough and we're not overwhelmed with events. What we are seeing is as we predicted.